So, very good morning to one and all. So, today we'll be starting our class with a new topic, that is types of entrepreneurs. So, let's start. Okay. So, there can be different types of entrepreneur. However, there is no concrete classification on the types of entrepreneur, but it can be classified on the following basis. Just see, on the basis of types of tech business, there are three types of entrepreneurs. That is, one is trading entrepreneur, manufacturing entrepreneurs, and then agricultural entrepreneurs. So we'll be discussing this thoroughly in the later slides. Okay, and on the basis of use of technology, there are two types of entrepreneur. One is technical and another one is non-technical entrepreneurs. Okay, moving on the basis of ownership, there are three types of entrepreneurs. One is private entrepreneurs, and then state entrepreneurs, and then joint entrepreneurs. And on the basis of gender, there are two types of entrepreneurs. One is men and another one is women entrepreneurs. Okay. And on the basis of Clarence Danhoff classification, there are four types of entrepreneurs. One is innovating, and another one is imitative, and third one is Fabian, and then drone entrepreneurs. So we'll be discussing this thoroughly, that is one by one. Okay, let's go. So on the basis of type of business, there were three types of entrepreneur. One was trading, manufacturing, and then agriculture. Okay. So what is trading entrepreneurs? So trading entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs which are involved in trading activities. They undertake trading activities. That means buying and selling of goods. They procure already manufactured goods. That means finished goods from the manufacturers and then sell them to the customers. So it means that they act as a middleman. So you can take example as when you go and see someone selling in a shop, so he can be termed as a trading entrepreneur. And he serves as a middleman, as a wholesaler, as you can see. Wholesalers are also trading entrepreneurs, dealers, retailers, etc. That means they act as a bridge between manufacturers and the customers. Okay, moving on. The second one is manufacturing entrepreneurs. So manufacturing entrepreneurs, they are basically involved in manufacturing of goods and services also, it also comes under product. Okay, so they identify the wants and needs of the customers and then explore the technology and then manufacture the goods to satisfy the needs of the customers. So basically they are involved in manufacturing process. So in short, they convert raw materials into finished goods. So as for example, you can take Tata. They manufacture cars, and then Tata, and then Birla also, cement. So every manufacturing company will come under manufacturing entrepreneurs. Okay. And moving on, the third type of entrepreneurs are agricultural entrepreneurs. They undertake agricultural activities. So they are involved in production of raw materials. So agricultural activities also involves this poultry farming, all those things, animal husbandry, I mean to say, like cow husbandry, poultry farming, everything also falls under agricultural entrepreneurs. Okay, moving on. Next is on the basis of use of technology. On the basis of use of technology, there are two types of entrepreneurs. One is technical and another one is non-technical entrepreneurs. Okay, let's see. So technical entrepreneurs, they basically use science and technology to start a business or to run their business. Okay, in short, they make use of science or technology in their enterprises. For example, engineering graduates, diploma holders from polytechnics, those who use this skill to in their production process, they are known as technical entrepreneurs. For example, software companies, and then Facebook, all those things will fall under this technical entrepreneurship. Next one is non-technical. So they are concerned with non-technical aspects of business. They are concerned with use of alternative and imitative methods of marketing and distribution of strategies to make their business survive and thrive in the competitive market. So basically they don't use any science and technology in their production as well as selling process. So this type of entrepreneurs are known as non-technical entrepreneurs. Moving on the basis of ownership. So on the basis of ownership, there are three types of entrepreneurs. One is private entrepreneurs, state entrepreneurs, and then joint entrepreneurs. So first one is, let's see, private entrepreneurs. So private entrepreneurs is the one who individually set up their own enterprises and he's the sole owner of the business. Okay, they bear all the risks as well as the rewards of the business. So they don't take any help from anybody. I mean to say any financial help from anybody. Okay, they may employ some people, so they'll be needing help, but not in financial terms. That it means to say that they're the sole owners of the company. They solely control the company and they bear entire risks of the company. So as they bear the entire risks of the company, all the rewards are enjoyed by them. Rewards as well as all the uncertainties of the business, it is enjoyed by them. Moving on, state entrepreneurs. State entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs, those business which are run by the state or central government. You can take example like bail, sale, railways. They are also run by the central or state government, public sector enterprises. I mean to say. Okay. Next one, joint entrepreneurs. When a private entrepreneur and a government jointly runs a business, I mean to say that some portions of the ownership are in the possession of this one government, and some portions are of the ownership are in possession of some person. So they jointly run a business. So this kind of business is known as joint business. Okay, and then it is known as joint entrepreneurship. Moving on to next, that is on the basis of gender. On the basis of gender, there are two types of entrepreneurs. One is men entrepreneurs and another one is women entrepreneurs. So men entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs when business is owned, managed and controlled by men. Okay, so these type of entrepreneurs are known as men entrepreneurs. Women, let's see. When enterprise is owned, controlled by women, they are known as women entrepreneurship. But women entrepreneurs, but there are some certain things are also added. Or when a woman having financial interest of 51% of the capital and giving 51% of ownership not employment generated in the enterprise to women, they are known as women entrepreneurs. Because it has been defined in the law, because most very lots of schemes are being provided to women entrepreneurs to develop their skills, because women are to uplift women. So that is why this type of definition is available in the law also. Okay, and then as you can see, okay, that's it. So we'll take one example of women entrepreneurs. Lizette Papper, you must have heard of that. It is a women entrepreneur. It is a women enterprises. So financial, as you the definition states, the Lizette Papper's financial 51% of capital is in the position of women, and then they provide employment. 51% of employment generated in the enterprise to women. Okay, moving on. Next is on the basis of size of entrepreneurs: large, medium, and small. Okay, small scale entrepreneurs, where those enterprises where the investment in the plant and machinery is below 1 crore, they are known as small entrepreneurs. Next, moving on. Medium scale, those enterprises where the investment in the plant and machinery is above 1 crore but below 5 crore, they are known as medium scale entrepreneurs. And those enterprises where the investment in the plant and machinery is more than 5 crore, they are known as large scale enterprises. And they are run by large scale entrepreneurs. Okay, moving on. On the basis of Clarence Danhoff classification. So this is a classification given by Clarence Danhoff on the basis of his findings and whatever research he has conducted in his time. Okay, so we'll be seeing his classification in the later slides. Let's go. Okay, first one is innovative entrepreneurs. So these are the entrepreneurs who actually innovates. Okay, who actually goes to the market and then conducts surveys and then discovers the wants and needs of the customers, and then they are ready to ready to take risk and produce a new good and then innovate in the market and then integrate in the market, I mean to say, and then discover new markets, recognize the enterprise, and then recognize the new needs and wants of the customers, and then they are ready to innovate new goods. So we can take example from Mark Zuckerberg. He was the one who started the social networking site, that is a Facebook. He was the first one to introduce this social networking site, and using which we were able to connect with peoples across the world in a digital network. So he innovated, I meant to say. Okay, next one, moving on, that is imitative entrepreneurs. So these imitative entrepreneurs, they don't innovate, they just imitate others and then adopt the successful innovations that are already introduced by the innovating entrepreneurs. They don't innovate anything by themselves. They follow the innovators after carefully observing the extent to which their innovations has been successful. They means they adopt whatever the successful entrepreneurs has already introduced it in the market. Okay, so you can take example of Twitter. Okay, just we'll take one more example, just like Amazon. They were the first one to introduce online shopping sites, right? So and it was introduced by Jeff Bezos. We already know he's the richest man in the world right now. Okay, and then he was the one who introduced online shopping, and then it was followed, and as many saw the opportunity in the this one digital marketing, digital selling, that is online marketing, then Flipkart, Jobang.com, they followed him, I mean to say. Okay, next one is Fabian entrepreneurs, one who takes great caution and skepticism in experimenting any change. He is not willing to make any change in his enterprise, and even if he does so, he takes great caution and skepticism in experimenting. He's not ready to experiment until unless he is very much sure that the change would bring him success. So they are known as Fabian entrepreneurs. And next one, that is drone entrepreneurs. They are very much traditional. They use traditional method. They are not willing to. They will not do anything. They will not change at all. Even if they are they are recurring lots of losses, they are bound to follow their traditional methods of production, and they will not innovate. So